Steven Seagal doesn't act with guns. He operates them with lethal precision that most Hollywood actors can't fake. While other action stars spray blanks for the camera, Seagal personally selected authentic military and law enforcement firearms based on his real-world tactical training. Today we're exposing the 7 legendary weapons that made Steven Seagal the most authentic operator in 90s action cinema. Hit subscribe right now because these aren't movie props. They're the actual tools that defined an entire decade of tactical filmmaking. Number 7, Remington 8. 70 shotgun, the close quarters dominator, Under Siege, 1992. At number 7, we have the weapon that proves Steven Seagal understood close quarters battle tactics better than any action director in Hollywood. The Remington 870 pump shotgun in Under Siege wasn't chosen for visual impact. It was selected because it's the exact weapon that U.S. Navy, SEAL teams and law enforcement tactical units trusted when failure meant death. Seagal plays Casey Ryback, a former Navy SEAL working as a ship's cook who must retake the USS Missouri from terrorists. When Ryback arms himself with the 870, audiences knew they were watching a professional operator, not a Hollywood cowboy playing dress-up. The Remington 870's 12-gauge chambering fires standard 2 3/4-inch shells loaded with 9 pellets of double-aught buckshot at 1,200 feet per second through its 18.5-inch barrel, delivering over 1,500 foot-pounds of devastating close-range energy. Weighing 7.5 pounds with a 7+1 capacity, this pump-action shotgun became the gold standard for American law enforcement and military operators worldwide. The 870's twin action bars eliminate the binding and jamming that plagued cheaper pump shotguns, making it absolutely reliable even when covered in seawater and gun smoke. Here's what separates Seagal from other action stars. He insisted on authentic handling techniques throughout Under Siege. Watch his muzzle discipline, his reload speed, his tactical movement through ship corridors. This isn't choreographed action, it's muscle memory from real training. The 870's pump action creates that distinctive racking sound that became the audio signature of 90s action cinema. But Seagal never racks it for intimidation, like amateur actors. He racks it because he just fired a shot and needs another round chambered. The 870 represented the evolution of tactical thinking in Hollywood. Previous action films favored exotic weapons for visual impact. Seagal chose the 870 because it's what real operators carry when the mission requires absolute reliability. At conversational distances inside ship compartments, the buckshot pattern spreads to approximately 12 inches, making precise aim less critical while maintaining devastating stopping power. This tactical advantage made the 870 the preferred weapon for shipboard operations, where overpenetration of full metal jacket rifle rounds could sink your own vessel. In production since 1950, the Remington 870 has sold over 11 million units, making it the most successful pump shotgun in history. A new 870 Police Magnum runs $450 to $650, while used examples from the era when Under Siege was filmed command $300 to $500 in good condition. Seagal's use of this weapon elevated it from tactical tool to cultural icon, influencing an entire generation of action filmmakers. Number 6, Heckler & Koch MP 5K, the German precision machine, Under Siege, 1992. Number 6 takes us to the compact submachine gun that German engineering perfected and Steven Seagal deployed with surgical precision. The Heckler & Koch MP 5K represents the pinnacle of submachine gun technology, and Seagal's handling in Under Siege demonstrates why this weapon became the global standard for counter-terrorism operations worldwide. This wasn't a prop department suggestion based on visual impact. This was the exact weapon that GSG-9, British SAS, and Delta Force operators carried when hostage lives depended on controlled firepower in confined spaces. When Casey Ryback arms himself with the MP5K during the USS Missouri retaking operation, audiences immediately understood they were watching authentic special operations tactics. The MP5K's 9mm Parabellum chambering fires a 115-grain bullet at 900 feet per second through its 4.5-inch barrel, delivering 368 foot-pounds of stopping power with each round. Weighing just 4 4/10 pounds with a 15 or 30 round magazine, this roller-delayed blowback submachine gun achieves mechanical precision that makes it controllable even during full auto fire. The compact K model sacrifices barrel length for concealability, making it perfect for shipboard operations where confined spaces, narrow passageways, and close quarters engagements require maximum maneuverability without compromising firepower. The MP5K earned its legendary status through decades of successful counter-terrorism operations. From the Iranian embassy siege in London to countless hostage rescue missions that remain classified, this compact submachine gun proved that German engineering could deliver rifle-level precision from a weapon small enough to conceal under a jacket. The K designation stands for Kurz, German for short, reflecting the weapon's drastically reduced dimensions compared to the standard MP5. Seagal's character selection reveals Ryback's psychology and professional background. He doesn't grab the MP5K for suppressive fire or spray and pray tactics. He uses controlled 2 to 3 round bursts for surgical elimination of specific threats. Exactly how real special operations units employ this weapon during shipboarding operations and hostage rescue scenarios. The MP5K's closed bolt operation provides superior accuracy compared to open bolt submachine guns, allowing precise shot placement even during rapid fire. At cyclic rates of 900 rounds per minute, the MP5K delivers devastating firepower while remaining controllable by trained operators who understand proper burst discipline. Watch Seagal's movement patterns throughout Under Siege when he's armed with the MP5K. He keeps the weapon in tight to his body, maintains muzzle discipline even during complex movement, and uses the compact dimensions to navigate ship corridors that would be impossible with full-length rifles. This isn't choreographed action, it's genuine close-quarters battle tactics captured on film. The MP5K's minimal length of pull and compact overall dimensions allowed Ryback to engage threats at contact distance without the weapon being grabbed or deflected during hand-to-hand combat. The MP5K's roller-delayed blowback system represents German over-engineering at its finest. Instead of simple blowback operation where the bolt's mass alone resists chamber pressure, the MP5K uses 2 rollers that lock the bolt during firing, significantly reducing felt recoil and improving accuracy. This mechanical complexity makes the weapon more expensive and maintenance-intensive than competing designs, but the tactical advantages made it worth the cost for elite units worldwide. The system delays bolt opening until chamber pressure drops to safe levels, allowing the use of standard 9mm ammunition, while maintaining the locked breech accuracy normally associated with larger weapons. Seagal's technical handling demonstrates his understanding of these operational characteristics. His reload technique, his transition between semi-automatic and full auto fire modes, his barrel discipline during room clearing, everything shows genuine familiarity with the weapon system. The MP5K's ambidextrous controls and simple manual of arms made it adaptable for operators from any military background, though mastering its full potential required extensive training that Seagal clearly possessed. The MP5K's reputation for absolute reliability under adverse conditions made it the weapon of choice for maritime operations. The weapon's tolerance for saltwater exposure, extreme temperatures, and rough handling meant that SEAL teams could trust it during shipboarding operations, where equipment failure meant mission failure. Under Siege showcased these operational advantages throughout its shipboard action sequences. Heckler & Koch produced the MP5K from 1976 through the early 2000s, with tens of thousands manufactured for military and law enforcement use in over 60 countries worldwide. Transferable pre-1986, MP5Ks command $35,000 to $50,000 in the NFA market, while semi-automatic civilian versions run $2,000 to $3,000. Under Siege made this compact submachine gun instantly recognizable to audiences worldwide, cementing its status as the ultimate counter-terrorism weapon and elevating Seagal's tactical credibility to legendary status among firearms enthusiasts and military professionals alike. Number 5. Beretta 92. F. The Birth of a Legend, Above the Law, 1988. At number 5, We have the handgun that launched Steven Seagal's career and defined his tactical approach for decades to come. The Beretta 92F in Above the Law represents Seagal's film debut and his introduction to audiences worldwide as a genuinely trained operator, rather than another Hollywood actor playing dress-up with movie props. This wasn't just another action movie sidearm selected for visual appeal. The 92F was the newly adopted U.S. military service pistol when Above the Law released in 1988. Making Seagal's choice both current and tactically credible to military audiences and firearms professionals watching carefully. Seagal plays Nico Toscani, a former CIA operative turned Chicago cop who uncovers a government conspiracy reaching the highest levels of power. The character's background demanded authentic equipment choices, and the Beretta 92F delivered exactly that credibility. The Beretta 92F's 9mm Parabellum chambering launches a 124-grain bullet at 1,150 feet per second through its 4.9-inch barrel, delivering 364 foot-pounds of proven stopping power with each trigger press. Weighing 2.1 pounds with a 15-round magazine, this double-action semi-automatic pistol provided twice the firepower of the 6-shot revolvers it replaced in military service while maintaining the combat reliability that American forces demanded for worldwide deployment. The 92F's design represented Italian firearms engineering at its peak. Beretta had been manufacturing firearms since 1526, making them the oldest active firearms manufacturer in the world. That centuries-long experience culminated in the 92F, a pistol that balanced traditional reliability with modern high-capacity firepower. The lightweight aluminum alloy frame reduced carry weight without sacrificing durability, while the open-top slide design became instantly recognizable to shooters worldwide. Here's what most viewers missed when watching Above the Law. Seagal's handling of the 92F demonstrated technical proficiency that separated him from every other action star of the era. His draw stroke from concealment, his sight alignment during presentation, his magazine changes under pressure, everything showed genuine training developed through thousands of repetitions, not Hollywood choreography rehearsed for a few days before filming. Watch his trigger finger discipline. It stays indexed along the frame until the sights align on target, exactly as professional firearms instructors teach. This seemingly minor detail revealed Seagal's authentic training background to knowledgeable viewers. The 92F's open slide design allows dirt and debris to fall clear rather than jamming the action, making it exceptionally reliable under adverse conditions ranging from desert sand to urban grit. The ambidextrous safety and magazine release made it adaptable for left or right-handed shooters, though Seagal's Aikido background meant he could operate the weapon effectively with either hand during combat sequences. The double-action trigger system allowed safe carry with a round chambered and the hammer down, then provided instant readiness without manual safety manipulation. The U.S. military adopted the Beretta 92F as the M9 service pistol in 1985, after extensive testing proved its superiority over competing designs from Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and other manufacturers. The testing protocol included firing over 5,000 rounds through each test pistol, submerging weapons in mud and sand, and conducting reliability trials that destroyed inferior designs. The chrome-lined barrel provides exceptional durability, with test guns firing over 50,000 rounds without failure or significant accuracy degradation. Seagal's character choice reflects Toscani's military and CIA background, showing his preference for proven military equipment over flashy alternatives favored by other action heroes. The 92F's grip angle and balance made it naturally pointable for shooters with various hand sizes. The large trigger guard accommodated gloved hands for cold weather operations, while the reversible magazine release could be configured for left-handed shooters without requiring gunsmith modifications. These practical features made the 92F genuinely versatile rather than just another movie prop chosen for aesthetics. Above the Law established Seagal's signature tactical style that would define his career. Watch how he transitions from empty-hand Aikido techniques to firearm deployment. The 92F never appears until violence becomes unavoidable, reflecting his martial arts philosophy of avoiding conflict until absolutely necessary. When he does draw, his presentation is textbook perfect, showing muscle memory from thousands of repetitions on the range. Seagal doesn't flourish the weapon or pose for the camera. He presents it efficiently, acquires his sights, and engages threats with controlled precision. The film's director, Andrew Davis, recognized Seagal's authentic capabilities and allowed him significant input on action sequences. This collaboration produced gunfight choreography that prioritized tactical realism over visual spectacle, setting above the law, apart from contemporary action films where heroes fired endlessly without reloading or managing recoil. Original Beretta 92, F pistols from the late 1980s command, $600 to $800 in excellent condition, while current production models run $550 to $750. Above the Law made the 92F synonymous with tactical professionalism, influencing firearm choices in action films throughout the following decade, and establishing Seagal as Hollywood's most technically competent action star. Number 4, Colt Python, the Vengeance Revolver, Out for Justice. 1991. Number 4 brings us to the revolver that represents raw power channeled through precision engineering. The Colt Python in Out for Justice marks Seagal's only major film role carrying a revolver, and the weapon choice reveals his character's psychology perfectly. Seagal plays Gino Felino, a Brooklyn cop hunting the drug dealer who murdered his partner. The Python represents old-school street justice delivered with mechanical perfection.
What the fuck's going on?
The Colt Python's .357 Magnum chambering drives a 125-grain bullet at 1,450 feet per second through its 4-inch barrel, delivering 583 foot-pounds of devastating energy. Weighing 2.5 pounds with a 6-round capacity, this double-action revolver delivered magnum power with target pistol accuracy. The Python's ventilated rib, adjustable sights, and hand-fitted action made it the Rolls-Royce of revolvers. Gino Felino carries the Python because he's a street cop who grew up in Brooklyn when revolvers were standard issue. The weapon choice grounds the character in realistic police work rather than tactical operator fantasy. The .357 Magnum cartridge provides sufficient power to defeat car doors, windshields, and body armor that would stop standard police loads. At typical urban combat ranges under 25 yards, the Python's exceptional accuracy allows precise shot placement even under extreme stress. Here's the Python's secret. Colt's gunsmiths hand-fitted and hand-finished every Python action, making each revolver a semi-custom piece. The trigger pull was glass smooth in both single and double action modes, providing accuracy that matched custom competition guns, costing 3 times the price. Seagal's handling showcases this mechanical perfection. Watch his double action trigger control during rapid fire sequences. That smoothness isn't movie magic, it's Colt engineering from an era when American craftsmanship meant something. The Python's weight and balance made Magnum recoil manageable even during rapid fire. The full underlug barrel provided additional forward weight that reduced muzzle flip, allowing faster follow-up shots. Seagal's character treats the Python with respect appropriate to its power. He doesn't spray bullets. Each shot is deliberate, controlled, and absolutely lethal. Colt produced the Python from 1955 to 1999 in limited quantities, with 4-inch models being the most popular barrel length for law enforcement use. Original Pythons from the Out for Justice era command $3,000 to $5,000 depending on condition, while exceptional examples reach $7,000 or more. The Python represented the peak of American revolver manufacturing, and Seagal's use in Out for Justice showcased why this weapon earned legendary status. Number 3. Desert Eagle, Point. 5. 0AE, the hand cannon marked for death. 1990. At number 3, we have the most powerful semi-automatic handgun Steven Seagal ever wielded on screen. The Desert Eagle chambered in .50 Action Express represents raw power taken to its absolute limit. In Marked for Death, Seagal plays John Hatcher, a retired DEA agent forced back into action against Jamaican drug dealers. The Desert Eagle wasn't just big for the camera. It was a deliberate choice showing Hatcher's willingness to bring overwhelming force against enemies who showed no mercy.
They were both wrong.
Who do you fear?
Him.
The Desert Eagle's 50 Action Express chambering launches a 300-grain bullet at 1,350 feet per second through its 6-inch barrel, delivering 1,241 foot-pounds of devastating energy. This isn't handgun power. This is rifle-level energy delivered from a pistol weighing 4.4 pounds with a 7-round magazine. The gas-operated rotating bolt system, borrowed from rifle designs, was necessary because traditional blowback operation couldn't handle the 50 AE's massive chamber pressure. Here's what Hollywood got wrong about the Desert Eagle and what Seagal got right. Most action films portrayed it as an everyday carry weapon. Seagal's character only deploys it during the final confrontation when he knows overwhelming firepower is required. The Desert Eagle isn't a tactical tool, it's a statement weapon. When you're facing multiple armed opponents in close quarters, the psychological impact of that massive muzzle and thunderous report provides tactical advantages beyond ballistics. The 50 Action Express cartridge generates over 1,500 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, making it capable of defeating soft body armor that would stop standard handgun rounds. The heavy bullet maintains energy and penetration at extended ranges, remaining lethal well beyond typical pistol effective distances. At 50 yards, the 50 AE still delivers over 900 foot-pounds of energy, more than most 9mm rounds generate at the muzzle. Seagal's handling demonstrates his respect for the weapon's power. His two-handed grip, his controlled trigger press, his management of the substantial recoil, everything shows genuine understanding of Magnum handgun operation. The Desert Eagle's weight helps manage recoil, but the 50 AE still generates significant muzzle flip that requires proper technique to control. Most actors would have struggled with authentic handling. Seagal made it look effortless. Magnum Research introduced the 50 Action Express chambering in 1991, making Marked for Death one of the first films to feature this cartridge. Original Desert Eagles from this era command $1,500 to $2,500, while current production models run $1,800 to $2,200. Marked for Death made the Desert Eagle 50 AE the ultimate power statement in action cinema, though few actors could handle it as convincingly as Seagal. Number 2. Sig Sauer. P-226, the Swiss precision tool, Under Siege, 1992. Number 2 takes us to the handgun that represents the evolution of combat pistol design, and Seagal's preference for proven military equipment. The Sig Sauer P-226 in Under Siege became Casey Ryback's primary sidearm because it was the weapon that U.S. Navy SEAL teams actually carried during real-world operations. This wasn't Hollywood invention. This was authentic operator equipment portrayed by an actor who understood the difference. When Ryback transitions from cook's knives to combat pistols, audiences immediately recognized they were watching genuine tactical competence, not action movie fantasy. The P-226's 9mm Parabellum chambering fires a 124-grain bullet at 1,150 feet per second through its 4.4-inch barrel, delivering 364 foot-pounds of reliable stopping power. Weighing 2.1 pounds with a 15-round magazine, this double-action semi-automatic pistol combines Swiss precision engineering with combat reliability that exceeded U.S. military standards. The aluminum alloy frame reduced weight without sacrificing durability, while the stainless steel slide provided corrosion resistance essential for maritime operations aboard the USS Missouri. Ryback carries the P-226 because it was the sidearm issued to SEAL teams during his active duty service. The weapon choice grounds his character in realistic special operations rather than Hollywood fantasy. The P-226's decocking lever allows safe carry with a round chambered and the hammer down, then provides instant readiness with a double-action first shot. This safety system made it ideal for concealed carry or operations in confined spaces where accidental discharges could have catastrophic consequences. When you're retaking a battleship filled with innocent crew members and nuclear weapons, trigger discipline isn't optional. Here's what separated the P-226 from its competitors. Sig Sauer manufactured the slide and frame from solid steel forgings, then machined them to exacting Swiss tolerances. This expensive manufacturing process produced a pistol that would function reliably after being submerged in seawater, buried in mud, or frozen in Arctic conditions. U.S. Navy SEAL teams adopted it precisely because mission success required absolute reliability regardless of environmental conditions. The P-226 passed torture tests that destroyed competing pistols, including firing after being frozen in blocks of ice and submerged in salt water for extended periods. The P-226's trigger system represents Swiss engineering philosophy at its finest. The double-action first shot provides a longer, heavier trigger pull for safety, while subsequent single-action shots deliver a crisp, light break for accuracy. This combination allowed operators to carry the weapon safely with a round chambered, then transition to rapid precision fire without manual safety manipulation. Seagal's character never fumbles with safeties or struggles with malfunctions, because the P-226 was designed to function instinctively under combat stress. Seagal's handling showcases his understanding of the P-226's operational characteristics. Watch his presentation from concealment, his sight tracking during movement, his reloads under pressure. This is instructor-level weapon handling captured on film. The P-226's moderate recoil and excellent ergonomics made rapid, accurate fire possible even during extreme stress. At typical indoor engagement distances under 25 feet, trained operators could achieve headshots at speeds that seemed impossible to audiences unfamiliar with professional firearms training. The pistol's fixed barrel design, unlike the tilting barrel of the 1911, provided consistent accuracy that made the P-226 a favorite among competition shooters and tactical operators alike. The film's armorer worked directly with Seagal to ensure authentic handling throughout Under Siege. Unlike other action stars who required CGI muzzle flashes and empty magazines, Seagal's firearms competence allowed filming with actual firing weapons using blank ammunition. This authenticity shows in every frame: his finger discipline, his muzzle awareness, his tactical movement patterns. Everything demonstrated genuine training rather than choreographed action sequences. The U.S. Navy adopted the P-226 as the Mk-25 service pistol in 1990, making Under Siege's weapon choice completely current when the film released in 1992. Original P-226 pistols from this era command $900 to $1,200 in excellent condition, while current production models run $1,000 to $1,300. Under Siege made the P-226 the signature sidearm of special operations professionals, cementing Seagal's status as Hollywood's most authentic tactical operator. The film's success created immediate demand among civilian shooters who wanted to own the same pistol that both Navy SEALs and Steven Seagal trusted when lives depended on proven Swiss precision. Number 1. Colt M1911. A1. The ultimate authority, multiple films, 1988 through 1996. Here stands the firearm that made Steven Seagal immortal. The Colt M1911. A1 didn't just appear in one Seagal film, it became his signature weapon across multiple productions spanning his entire career. This isn't just Hollywood's most famous combat pistol, it's the weapon that defined American military dominance for 7 decades, and Seagal's personal favorite based on his actual firearms training background. The M1911. A1's 45 ACP chambering drives a 230-grain bullet at 830 feet per second through its 5-inch barrel, delivering 350 foot-pounds of proven man-stopping power. Weighing 2.4 pounds with a 7-round magazine, this single-action semi-automatic pistol established the standard by which all combat handguns would be measured for nearly a century. The 1911's tilting barrel design provided reliable operation even under the harshest combat conditions, from Philippine jungles to Iraqi deserts. Seagal carried the 1911 in Above the Law, Hard to Kill, and multiple other productions because it represented his martial philosophy perfectly. The 1911 demands skill and training to master. Its single-action trigger requires the hammer to be cocked before firing, making it unsuitable for casual users but deadly efficient in trained hands. The heavy trigger pull of double-action automatics provided a false sense of safety. The 1911's manual safety and cocked and locked carry demanded conscious competence from its operator. Here's the 1911 secret that separates trained operators from Hollywood actors. The pistol's grip angle and balance make it instinctively pointable after sufficient training. Seagal's presentation from concealment shows this muscle memory. He doesn't aim the 1911, he points it like his index finger, a skill that requires thousands of repetitions to develop. The slim single-stack magazine creates a grip frame that fits most hand sizes perfectly, allowing complete control during recoil management. The 45 ACP cartridge's heavy, slow-moving bullet provides superior stopping power compared to lighter, faster 9mm rounds. The 45 creates larger wound channels and transfers more energy to targets, resulting in faster incapacitation. At typical defensive distances under 21 feet, the 45 ACP delivers fight-stopping performance that military and law enforcement professionals trusted for generations. Seagal's character choices reveal why the 1911 remained his signature weapon. His characters are typically military veterans or federal agents with extensive firearms training. These men would have been issued 1911s during their military service and continued carrying them after retirement because the platform had become an extension of their bodies. The 1911 isn't just a tool, it's a philosophy. Smooth is fast. Accuracy matters more than speed. Shoot until the threat stops. Between 1911 and 1985, Colt manufactured over 2.5 million M1911A. 1 pistols for U.S. military service. Original military-issued 1911s from World War II command $2,000 to $4,000, depending on condition and documentation, while commercial Colt 1911s from the Seagal era run $1,500 to $2,500. Modern reproductions from manufacturers like Springfield Armory and Kimber run $800 to $1,500, making the 1911 platform accessible to modern shooters who appreciate its legendary status. The 1911 made Steven Seagal's characters immortal because it perfectly captured his operational philosophy: overwhelming power in the hands of trained professionals, proven reliability over flashy innovation, respect for weapons and the responsibility they carry. From above the law through his entire 90s action career, the 1911 remained what Seagal made it. Not just a movie prop, but a symbol of martial competence and professional violence delivered with absolute authority. Steven Seagal's Firearms reveal a truth that Hollywood finally learned in the 90s. Audiences respect authenticity over spectacle. From the practical reliability of the Remington 870 to the legendary authority of the M1911-01, each weapon reflected Seagal's commitment to portraying genuine tactical competence rather than Hollywood fantasy. These weren't just props chosen by armorers, they were carefully selected weapons that reflected real-world military and law enforcement choices. Seagal succeeded where other action stars failed because he brought genuine martial arts trainings and firearms competence to roles that demanded both. His characters didn't spray bullets for visual effect. They deployed controlled violence with his professional precision. The weapons he carried were the same tools that real operators trusted when lives depended on superior firepower and absolute reliability. From the compact efficiency of the MP5K to the overwhelming power of the Desert Eagle 50AE, each firearm told a story about tactical evolution and professional competence. Seagal's 90s action films captured a specific moment in American cinema when audiences demanded authenticity and technical accuracy over pure spectacle. These weapons remain what Seagal made them, symbols of professional violence delivered by trained operators who understood that real tactical competence requires years of dedication. Which Steven Seagal weapon defined your image of 90s action cinema? Drop your thoughts below and hit subscribe for more deep dives into the authentic firearms that built Hollywood legends. Until next time, remember that in the world of tactical operators, it's not about looking dangerous. It's about being dangerous with absolute precision.